Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here to give you my favorite NBA player prop picks today. We're talking Tuesday, February 4th. The Splash Zone is back in your life. I'm going to have 4 NBA player prop picks for you guys to lock in, one of which is being laddered to relatively juicy odds. 3 of them are also plus money bangers, so pretty nice card that we have on tap for today. Of course, before we can get into today's picks, we do have to do a recap from yesterday, which was a fine day overall. We went 3-2 on our 5 picks. We were up a little bit over a unit and a half yesterday. It pretty frustratingly could have been a much better day. Jalen Green, 25 plus points. He didn't really come close. I think he scored 21, just a rough game from him. But the Walker Kessler double-double really hurt because I went to bed and he had 5 rebounds and 5 points in the first quarter. End of the game with only 9 points. We get hooked on the double-double for Kessler. Could have been an amazing day. Still a good day, but we were hoping it was a little bit better. That now brings our profit on the entire season. We're up about 23 units on the year, almost exactly 23 units. It's fine. Not going to say that's the best season you've ever seen from somebody, but 20 units also isn't anything to sneeze at. So hopefully we can continue this run. Have a good February. That's all we got. So let's get into today's picks. Just remember to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Props Madness, which is the tool you see me walking through. And let's get into it. So the first play, I don't have a play in this Mavericks-Sixers game, but I do have a play here. Celtics versus Cavaliers. I took Donovan Mitchell, and he was the latter play. So I took him over 25.5 points. Now, this was at plus 100 odds. And props to Props Madness, who added FanDuel, I was able to get over 25.5 at plus 100 odds. You might still be able to get that price depending on the different books in your area. If you cannot get over 25.5 at plus 100, then I would just only put a unit on the 30 plus, because that's the play here for Donovan Mitchell. It's 1 unit on over 25.5 at plus 100, and it's a half unit on him to score 30 plus at plus 200. But again, if you can't get plus 100 on the over 25.5, take 30 plus. So Donovan Mitchell, he really is a feast or famine type of guy. I mean, you look, he's only gone over even the 25.5 number in 9 of 24 games, but 7 of them, he hit 30 plus. So it's like mostly he's either not even getting 25, 26, 27 points, or he's scoring in the 30s. We see 33 against the Nuggets, 35 against the Pacers, 36, 33, right? We see all these games where he went over 30 points, and then 11 points, 8 points, 12 points, 19, 12. Just kind of hit or miss for Donovan Mitchell. You never really know if he's going to show up or not. The good news is I'm pretty confident that he is going to show up in this matchup because he has dominated the Celtics in his career. He played the Celtics twice this year. Guess what? 35 points. In both games, 35 points. Played the Celtics a decent amount last year, 5 times. Guess what? Went over 25.5 in every single game. In the 2 games, he didn't score 30 plus. Guess what? 29 points. 29. The other games, 31, 33, and 33. So he's dominated the Celtics, and it's the perfect matchup for him. So I'm not surprised he's had success. You look at the play types. The Celtics give up the 4th most points per game to pick and roll ball handlers. That's how Donovan Mitchell scores 35% of his points. And you look at players similar to him, which is what you can do on Props Madness. 9 of 15, so 60% hit rate in terms of players similar to Donovan Mitchell going over against the Celtics. And you look at some of the names that make a lot of sense. Trae Young did it. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, Jamal Murray missed. Halliburton, 2 straight games, went over. Levine had an awesome game, then had a tough game. Lillard went over against them, I think, multiple times. I guess it was just once. Lillard went over against them in this game, under in 1 game. Edwards hit it in 1 game and then missed in the other. Levine hit it twice. We see Donovan Mitchell, obviously, he's bolded here, did it both times. It's the perfect matchup for Donovan Mitchell, and the reason why, it's all because of how the Celtics guard the pick and roll. They stick to shooters on the outside, so they don't really give up a lot of assists. Like if you just look at total assists allowed, the Celtics have allowed the 3rd fewest. Now Mitchell, his scoring's been down. Look at his playmaking. That makes complete sense. Today, this is going to flip. I think it's going to go back to his points. But anyways, the way the Celtics play defense, they stick to shooters, and they guard the pick and roll by dropping the big man who is guarding the big man setting the screen, which is whether it's Al Horford or Kristaps Porzingis. Whoever is guarding the big man setting the screen, they're going to drop their coverage a little bit to keep everything in front of them, which leads to guys like Donovan Mitchell and all these guys you see on the screen here, leads them to be able to pull up either from 3-point range or just from mid-range as well. So you see the threes for Donovan Mitchell, 6 in 1 game, 3 in the other. And then last year, 4 in every game except for 1, and he still scored 30 points in that game. So threes would also be a good look for Donovan Mitchell, but 3.5 at plus 100, I didn't think there's really any value there. But Donovan Mitchell, I absolutely love. If you can get plus money for the over 25.5, put a unit on that. If not, put a unit on 30 plus, and just only take that as your main play. But that's our first bet. Next up, I do have a play in this Knicks versus Raptors, and I'm going to go with Karl-Anthony Towns, and I'm actually taking him on the assist. You can actually get him to get 4 assists at plus 140 at ESPN Bet. So technically, Props Madness is always showing you what ESPN Bet is listing as their main line, but you can get plus 140 on ESPN Bet if you take over 3.5, so 4 plus. If not, you can still get 135 at DraftKings and 133 at Caesars, and I would take all those numbers. So whatever you can get, 135, check. 133, check. It's kind of a random market, taking Karl-Anthony Towns assists, but it's really just a matchup play. The Raptors is who they are playing. The Raptors have allowed the most assists to centers in the entire NBA, literally 30 out of 30 in terms of assists, that's a tongue twister, allowed to centers. And you look at players similar to Karl-Anthony Towns, 7 of 11 have hit their assist prop over. And look at who's bolded here. Now, Cat missed it in his last start. I know this because I bet it. Didn't even come close. Only had 2 assists. Look at how he did the 2 games prior to that. 7 assists, 6 assists. So went way over the 4 number that we need him to get. And again, 7 of 11 have hit their assist prop over. And look at the names. I mean, Evan Mobley had 6 assists. Bam. Now, his over-under was 5.5, and he only had 5. But that's a high number for Bam. I mean, normally, he's the highest over-under you see here, 5.5 with 5. But then look at how he did the 2 games prior to that. 4.5 had 7 assists. 3.5 had 10 assists. Mobley cashed it again. Anthony Davis cashed his in 1 game, missed it in the other, and then Mobley missed it in 1. So everybody that's played has hit it multiple times against them. Mobley hit it twice, missed it once. AD went 1-1. Bam hit it twice, missed it once. Cat hit it twice, missed it once. It's a great matchup for Karl-Anthony Towns and his assist prop. And he's been good as a playmaker this year. Like, you look at the entire season, 21 of 45 doesn't sound amazing. I mean, he missed it in the first 4 games. So it's 21 of 41 since then. And then he missed it in 2 of 3 after that. So it's 20 of 39 after that. And you look at his last 10 games, 4 of 10 isn't amazing, but a couple of games with 3 assists on 7 potentials. We'll take 7 potentials gladly. 3 assists on 4 potentials. Hopefully we're getting more than 4. But he's been generally pretty good as a playmaker this year. I mean, 9 of his last 20 again. It's not amazing, but you kind of go the random sample size, like missed 4 straight, missed 3 of 4, and now he's missed it in 4 or 5. I like for things to swing back the other way from the assist perspective for Karl-Anthony Towns. So 4 plus assists, plus 140 at ESPN Bet. That's our second play. Our third play is in this Rockets versus Nets game. And I'm taking Thompson. I actually took him 20 plus. So the main line basically across the board is him over 17.5. I took him to score 20 plus points, and I got that at plus 150 odds at DraftKings is the best offer price there. So Thompson, number 1, you can't look at the full season for him because things changed without Jabari Smith Jr., who's been out for about a month now. He's gone over 17.5 in 8 of 14 games, and he scored 20 points in 7 of 14. So exactly half the time he scores 20 points. Another player who is out for this game is Fred VanVleet, who has missed 4 games this year, and Thompson has scored 20 or more points in 3 of the 4 games. He missed it against the Wizards when he only played 28 minutes, and then he cashed in 3 straight, playing 39, 41, and 37 minutes. And his minutes is the most important thing here. His minutes, mostly without Jabari Smith Jr. over the last month, he's averaging 38 minutes per game when his season average is 31. So he's literally playing 7 more minutes over the past month with Jabari Smith Jr. out. And he's playing a ton of minutes, and he's been really good. So, I mean, if you just look at games where he's played 35 minutes, which he's probably going to play more than that, but let's just go with 35. He scored 20 points, only 9 of 19, but 19 points, 19 points, 19 points, 19 points. He scored 19 4 separate times. And with Jabari Smith Jr. out, which is where the majority of these 35 or more minutes have come from, he's been a lot better. And I haven't even talked about the matchup, which is great. Going up against the Brooklyn Nets, who allow the 5th most points per game to his play type that leads to the majority of his points, which is via transition. They allow the 8th most points per game via free throws, which is how he scores the second majority of his points. And we don't have any data off of cuts, so we can't really say whether that's good or bad. But he also scores 2/3 of his points in the restricted area, and the Nets allow the 7th most points per game in the restricted area. It's just a really, really good matchup for Amen Thompson, and he's been mostly good recently without Jabari Smith Jr. Again, 7 of 14 games without him, and then it's without both of them, it's 2 of 2. Granted, it's a tiny sample size, but no Fred VanVleet is 3 of 4. Now I know that this game, Şengün also missed this game, and he's questionable for tonight. Even if Şengün plays, I would still feel pretty confident in Amen Thompson getting to 20 points. And if Şengün plays, honestly, I like his assists. He hasn't played in a couple days, but I think his assists are a good matchup against the Nets, who allow a ton of assists to guys like Şengün. And another reason that I just remembered why I like this one is he just played the Nets, had a gross game. 41 minutes, went 4 of 16 from the field, only scored 8 points. I love fading those recent results, positive regression against this Nets team. That really should be a good matchup for him. So love this one, backing Amen Thompson. And then our fourth and final pick of the video, Heat versus Bulls game. I'm taking Vooch, and I'm taking him on the rebounds. I took him over 10.5, and I got this at minus. So I bet it at minus 120 at Bet365. That bumped up to minus 130, but I would still take it at minus 125. So if you can't get this minus 125, then I would go ahead and take the over 11.5 for plus money. But this is the highest I would take it, is at minus 125. Vooch has been really good from a rebounding perspective recently. He's gone over in, 2/3 of his last 24 games. You look at the entire season, he's hit it 55% of the time. And again, he's been much, much better recently. So a lot more green more recently than we see less recently, for lack of a better word. And the reason why we like Vooch, it's a really good matchup. The Heat have been a center rebound matchup the entire season. And I get that 7 of 14 doesn't sound amazing, but keep in mind that players have gone 1 of their last 4. So really before this, it was 6 of 10, which is much better. And you look at the guys, Wemby, 10 rebounds, over under 11.5. Jokic, 12 rebounds, over under 12.5. Anthony Davis, 11 rebounds, over under 12.5. Guys came close, just couldn't quite get there. But the Heat are, I think, top 10 in terms of rebounds allowed to centers. And if you just hover over the matchup, the Heat have allowed the 7th most rebounds overall. That's what the rebounds allowed. That's not position specific. That's literally just blanket. How many rebounds does this team allow? But you look at Vooch and how he performs against teams that are in the bottom half in terms of rebounds allowed. Gone over in 18 of 27 games, which is pretty good. Obviously, 2/3 of the percent of the time he goes over. And then you even look at teams that are in the top 10 in terms of rebound allowed. It's even better. 71% hit rate against teams that are top 10 in rebounds allowed, and the Heat are top 7. So we look at, if you just want to keep going, 70% in the top 8. 75% in the top 7. It's just a really good matchup for him and his assist prop. And we've looked at center rebounds against the Heat all year. I see no reason why to not continue that. And that's all we got. 4 bangers for you guys. A little bit of a lighter card today compared to what we've had the last couple days. But I really like all 4 plays. 5 if you are able to get the ladder for Donovan Mitchell. Real quick, we have Vooch over 10.5 rebounds. Nikola Vucevic. We have Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 and 30-plus points as a ladder on the 30-plus. Now remember, if you can't get 25.5 for plus money, then put a full unit on the 30-plus, and that's that. We have Karl-Anthony Towns for plus assists, and Amen Thompson 20-plus points. That's all we got. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description of the video if you want to support the channel. I have a link to Props Madness, which if you sign up, use my promo code MODI. Again, that stuff just helps me out if you want to support the channel. And then I also have a Dub Club where I send all my bets out. It's $5 a month. So if you're interested, you don't always want to watch the YouTube videos, or you want to get plays in like the Donovan Mitchell one before the odds change, I have a Dub Club that's $5 a month. Same plays, you just get them early. But that's all we got. So again, appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Everybody bet responsibly, and have a good one.